everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a fun one. We are going to be discussing book recommendations based off of my favorite songs. Let's get into it. Most of my favorite songs tend to be somewhere in the folk genre, somewhere indie, folk, acoustic, but I also love a good musical score. I also love a good like TV show soundtrack, movie soundtrack, K-pop at one point. Yeah, like I'm all over the place when it comes to music. So with that in mind, I have a bunch of different options with book recommendations from books that I've read and then books that I think fit the vibe of these songs. I have a matcha with me. I wish it was greener, but it's fine. We'll deal. It's fine. It still tastes good. Cinnamon and vanilla matcha, if anybody was wondering. One more disclaimer. My shelf is a mess. These are not supposed to be here. Books are leaning, things are falling over. We're gonna have to deal with it as it is. I will be doing a book organization video and unhaul in probably the next few videos, so stay tuned for that. It is happening. The first song I have is from a musical that I have been obsessed with lately. I have been listening to the whole soundtrack, front and back, and that is the Hadestown soundtrack. I love everything about this soundtrack, the way the music is written, the way it is scored. It's just, oof, it's so good. One specific song from this soundtrack that I'm going to be using for this recommendation is the song Flowers. And this is sung by the main character, Eurydice, based off of what I have read, is going to be These Violent Delights. This is a Romeo and Juliet retelling from the 1920s. It is historical fantasy. There are monsters roaming Shanghai. The connection I feel between Orpheus and Eurydice, I feel between Roma and Juliet in this series. This is such a good pick for Flowers from Hadestown. Now, the book that I have not read that I think would fit really well with this is Our Infinite Fates. Two lovers that meet in every lifetime and are fated to not end up with each other in every lifetime. Like, that gives so much Orpheus and Eurydice to me. So hopefully it gives that vibe when I read it. I'm going to be buddy reading this with one of my friends in May. So I'm excited. I really hope it gives those vibes. I've heard it's heartbreaking. I've heard it's so good. And it says it's a mix between Addie, LaRue and How to Lose the Time More. So I'm excited. I think this is a really good match for Flowers from Hadestown. The song that we have for this one is That's So True by Gracie Abrams. I know this is a very popular song as of recently, but I have been a Gracie Abrams fan for 4 years now, and I knew about this song before it came out. I watched all the videos of her and Audrey performing it on stage at her shows. Like, I was a fan of this song before it even came out. So go listen to that right now. If you really want to interact with this video, just listen to the song after I mention it and then come back and see if these recs fit. I think that would be such a fun way to watch this video. The recommendation that I have of a book that I've read is Funny Story by Emily Henry. This song took me a couple chances to listen to figure out what book I wanted to recommend based off of what I've read. And I just think Funny Story fits it so well because it's about these two people who just got broken up with, and they're watching their exes date each other and fall in love with each other. So they then get together to try and make them jealous. And so this whole song of That's So True, like, I'll put some of the lyrics up as I'm talking about this, but I just think they fit the song extremely well. The Bridgerton series. Now, I don't think I would pick the first one for this song specifically, I think I would be picking Penelope and Colin's book. I forget exactly what it's called. But I think their story based on the show fits this song a lot better than Daphne and Simon. So that's what I would recommend out of the books that I have not read yet. The next recommendations, I have two songs that both fit the recommendation for the one that I have read. I'm going to show the book first and then tell you the songs, because there's two songs that I associate with this book. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I read this when I was a senior in high school and I loved it. I got my English teacher to read it and she liked it as well. I think I got my aunt also to read it and she really liked it. So I love this book. It includes jumping from different time periods because our main character is immortal. She has this curse that whenever someone looks away from her, she is just forgotten and no one can remember her. And so with that, she has to live immortality through having this curse, and it's just miserable till she meets this one boy who can remember her. This is just, it's so good. I really want to reread it soon because it's been like 4 years. The two songs that I thought would match this were Flicker by Tiny Habits. If you have not listened to anything from Tiny Habits, I really recommend. I think it was like a few months ago, I really dug deep into their music and it is just, it's so good. It's 3 different people who just, their voices blend so beautifully and they have all of these really great harmonies blended with like acoustic guitar. It's just so good. I really recommend listening to them. Then the other song that I thought would fit this vibe is the song Autumn Leaves by BTS. It's an older song. It is from one of their first few albums, I think. It's very R&B, jazzy, but if you look at the meaning of the lyrics, it very much fits the vibe of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. So go give those two a listen, see if you can spot those connections as well, like I did. So for Flicker by Tiny Habits, the book that I have not read that I think would match this song really well is going to be The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. I have not read this yet. I know. It's insanely popular and it has been for years and I still haven't read it. I feel like a lot of people read this in middle school and I just never got around. I think I got this in middle school. Yeah, it matches the different times that you see in Addie LaRue and with this, and it's also just like heartbreaking, kind of like the song as well. The vibe of it just matches Flicker to me. Autumn Leaves by BTS. This song talks about how you see someone and they're just like, they're changing so much you don't even know them. And there's trauma built into this, and there's just, they're falling like autumn leaves and you don't know them anymore. You still love them and you still want to watch them grow, but it's hard. And so I think out of books that I have not read, I think a good recommendation for that is A Little Life. I've heard this is heartbreaking. A lot of my coworkers absolutely love this book and it's a pretty big one. So yeah, but I would totally recommend this for Autumn Leaves by BTS. I think it's a really good match as far as I know so far. Could be better. The next song I have is Marigolds by Andrea Bahar. She is a smaller artist, but this song, especially the live acoustic version, is just so good. I've been playing it on repeat and it has been stuck in my head constantly. Please go give it a listen. It is gorgeous. It is so good. But it's giving nostalgia and connection and trying to know people when you don't really. And yeah, rec that I have that I've read is The Summer I Turned Pretty. This is just giving beachy summer, pining over people that you don't know if you can have, and just young love and all of that mixed in. I think it blends really well with Marigolds. The recommendation I have that I have not read yet, and it is on my current TBR, is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Faeries. I don't know why the vibes fit. I think not in relation to The Summer I Turned Pretty, but more in relation to marigolds, based on what I know about it, which is very little. I think the romance in this would match marigolds for sure. The next song that I have is by Lizzy McAlpine. If any of you know me at all, I love Lizzy McAlpine. I would die to see her in concert. She is one of my favorite artists of all time. And the song that I'm going to be choosing for this is Spring into Summer. It was part of her deluxe album of Older. I really recommend going to listen to that album. I would listen to it front to back. It's just so good. More of acoustic, kind of poppy rock, occasionally thrown in there. The vocals and the blending of it all is just so good. So I totally recommend going to listen to Spring into Summer and that whole album that is a part of. The book that I recommend that I've read is People We Meet on Vacation. It's very summery. It's about two people who every summer take a trip somewhere. And it's the song, if you listen to it, it's spring into summer and the winter's gone. I think it's just the memories that you hold on to and all of that goes through your head when you think about them. The recommendation that I have for one that I have not read is going to be The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. It is kind of rivals to lovers. I think it has very similar themes, and that's it. That's all I got for this one. The next song I have is by Taylor Swift. I love her. I Look in People's Windows. This is from her most recent album release, Tortured Poets Department, and I really like this vibe of song that she puts out. It's very like acoustic folk, that type of thing. It's about someone looking into other people's lives, wishing they could live it, and wishing that other people they've known in their life are either not doing so well or doing well, or even just wondering what they're doing at all because they're curious and they're sad that they're not in their lives anymore. And so the book recommendation that I have, that I've read and that I am currently reading is The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. This is about a girl in her late teens, early 20s figuring out how to do life. I think it's the 1950s in New York. She is going through it. She does not want to do any of the societal norms. She does not feel connected to any path that is linked to any of those options, and she feels crazy for it. She feels isolated. She just doesn't feel connected to anyone her age, and she's just trying to figure out how to navigate that as a young girl. She's going through some mental health stuff as well. That's what I would recommend for I Look in People's Windows. The book that I have not read that I would connect to this song, it has a bookmark in it, but I've only read like 5 pages, is Perks of Being a Wallflower. Growing up, enter in like high school, late teens, early 20s, figuring out life, how to socialize with others, how to make connections, feeling like you can't connect with anyone your age, and all of that entails. The second to last rec that I have is for the song Crooked the Road by Monrovia. I have started listening to his music over the past couple months and I love it. I love it. It's very folk. Everything in this is folk. I love folk. It's just trying to navigate through the road of life and all of the pain that comes from that, but all of the good as well. So for the book recommendation that I've read is The Road by Cormac McCarthy. This is a post-apocalyptic novel, and it follows a father and a daughter as they try and navigate their way through this post-apocalyptic world, as they run into people, as they uncover trauma, as they experience trauma with the people they run into, and their story with that. It's so good, and I think it's a pretty good match for Crooked the Road. The book that I am recommending that I have not read is The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. Now, I have heard really good things about this one. I know it is fantasy. I don't know too much else about it, besides that it might be a little violent. Let me know. I'm up for it. Not only do I think this is related to this song for me, but this also, the cover just reminds me of The Last of Us. I have been watching gameplay of part 2 because the second season of The Last of Us is coming out. So it's been really interesting to get caught up on the gameplay and also watching that the second season come out and seeing what changes the producers and the writers and the developers have made to fit a television audience. It's very interesting, but this also gives me the vibes of this. And that makes me very happy because I am obsessed with The Last of Us. Go listen to Crooked the Road. It's such a good song. The last song recommendation I have 4 different recs for this song. And that song is Safe and Sound by Taylor Swift from the Hunger Games movie. Honestly, any song from the Hunger Games soundtrack I am obsessed with, but especially this one from, I think it's from Catching Fire. I love that movie. I love that book. It's probably my favorite in the whole Hunger Games universe. My first recommendation obviously is going to be the Hunger Games series. If you have not read the Hunger Games series, go read the Hunger Games series. You are missing out if you have not read it. 2 other recs that I have read that I will recommend for this song and this vibe is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson and Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. Just the whole vibe of safe and sound. You are safe when we're together. Nothing will happen. Nothing bad will happen when we're together. Just stay with me. That whole vibe very much encapsulates the couples in these books. This one is more romance focused, but it is still historical fantasy. And this one is definitely more fantasy with a romance subplot. It's still so relevant and exciting to see unfold. I recommend these both heavily if you love the vibe of this song, Safe and Sound. And then the last 2 recommendations I have for you today that I have not read, I think will fit with Safe and Sound, but I am not sure, so let me know what you think if you have read these. I think it's just the covers of these and just what I've heard from other people I think will fit. And it is A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed. Such a pretty cover. And Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. Also, gorgeous cover. I don't know, just the vibes I get from this just fit with the same recommendations from earlier. But yeah, those are the recommendations I have for Safe and Sound. I think that's the one that got me really excited. If you have any other recommendations for these specific songs, I would love to know your thoughts on them. Or if you have any other songs you would like me to listen to, if you have any of your favorite songs, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to listen to what you guys like listening to. I think music can be such a viewpoint into someone's personality and style and beliefs, and yeah, please feel free to give me music recommendations in the comments. Feel free also to go check out my Instagram. I am going to be starting to post on there more often with a bunch of book recommendations, what I'm up to, and other content related to my videos that I'm posting on here. So feel free to go follow me on there at Emma's Currently Reading. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.